Yep. I'm about ready to launch this drone up out of the sunroof, so hopefully I come back with my drone. Yeah, the drone's gone. I mean, it's gone. So. Guys might get download the thing.
What do you think? I like the way we look.
I mean, again, I can. No, don't we look good? Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. We're getting older, man. So we only got so many more years
Dude,
to be able to say that.
I think I'm starting to hit my decline.
Yeah. Oh, I started declining back when
I don't tell anybody that.
Well, you just told the whole world.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, it's all right. Elephant in the room. I look like garbage.
What?
Just saying. Well, no, I look like shit. I look like I'm stoned.
Dude, you haven't slept.
No, I know.
You've been slaving away at this thing.
You gotta work, man. You gotta put in the time.
Oh, I'll give you that. You've been putting in the time, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
You have.
You gotta do it. And
You're the first thing that shows up on here shared with you. Mike Partridge.
What do you got?
No, my download defense, the Instagram stuff pops right up on my...
Dude, yeah,
dude. I have it where it pops right up on my... whenever I go in to search anything.
No, I like that.
Download defense pops up.
That's good stuff.
And of course it is.
We're starting to show up on Google a little bit. We, on the Google machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The search engine.
Yeah, I told somebody in the grocery store
call
that
it a search
today.
engine anymore?
I don't know. But I told the lady I was going to look up, man, I forget what I was looking at, but I said, I'll just hit the Google machine. And she looked at me like I had 3 heads. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hot coffee. So Nick, we're doing a podcast, buddy. Or a video. We're doing a video.
First one.
Yeah.
First one of many.
Yeah, I'm hoping so,
Oh, no. It is.
Yeah.
We're making this work.
I mean, I dig it.
We got too much invested.
There's a little bit of
too
invested.
much pride.
A little bit of pride.
And we got 2 pretty legit work ethics sitting right here, so...
And we're pretty good looking, too. Just putting it out there,
I know. You don't need to tell me.
Well,
It goes without saying.
Yeah. We're messing with you guys. Obviously, we like to have a good time. Listen, this... First and foremost, I'm Mike, one of the owners of Download Defense. The company was founded... Man, what was it? It was back in July?
Before I met
June. Yeah, Nick came along a little bit later, and we're going to get into that today. We'll actually kind of walk you through the beginning stages, where we are today, what are our plans moving forward, all that fun stuff.
And we certainly were founded by 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. Neither one of us is law enforcement. Neither one of us
Well, you're a firefighter.
I'm true.
Don't.
But neither one of us is ever military or anything. We just found a love and a passion for the firearms world.
Man.
And,
we were super excited. So
there's some angry people about this too. I come to find out last night.
Yeah.
There's some angry people about us trudging through those saltwater creeks that were part of the moats. The moat crossings. So we're referring to jingle balls. which is a run and gun event put on by a great guy. The match directors were Tim Sauer, who was also Alpha Echo Tango Ammunition, and then Brian Quincy was his co-match director. They just do such a good job with their events.
They do. Yeah.
I wish they both had more time so they could so they could come up with more events.
I know.
I really do. So it's a 5K running gun. So when I get in, there's these events now are kind of everywhere. There's 2 moat crossings last weekend, and they were both in brackish water. And they're tidal creeks that you cross. And the second one was an absolute killer, man. People were going in, by the end of the day, there was people going in up to their necks. So everything that was on them was exposed to salt water. So there was, when you were looking over the side of the club, you see all the guys lined up with hosing off the weapons, you know. And I mean, when I got home, I did it again, and I had shift the next morning.
Well, you were late going through that too. So by the time you went through that, it was not only was the tidal water up, but it was also all stirred up from the first 47 people that went through there and got it all tore up. So, it was a muddy mess that second moat. The first one I kind of skipped right through pretty quick. I think I only went in like up to my knees, so none of the gear was exposed to anything, which was good. But it was also kind of rainy out. It definitely. Friday was warm here in we're in Midway, Georgia, but down here in the southeast, where we're at, the low country, the weather changes so quickly. It does.
And I can't even begin to explain how fast it changes.
Especially this time of year.
This time of year, it's
insane. Nuts. Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, it's heat in the morning and air conditioning by 3.
Yeah.
And then back to heat by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. And you can have a day that's 30 degrees. Remember my GSSF match I did last year? I mean, oh my God. Literally, it was the coldest. I moved here 6 years ago, and it was the coldest day that we've had since I moved here. And it just so happened to be when I was running
a match.
Oh my God, it was so cold. And my hands were shaking. I was wearing a GoPro on my head.
Perfect for pistol work. When
man. Yeah. It was an absolute nightmare, but it was fun. I did quite well. Now, what he did was just on a whole nother level. I'm all for like doing, 2-gun, 3-gun. But I ain't running through brackish tidal creeks.
Yeah, it's kind of the only way to really compare it. The only thing to really compare it to bring it to people that aren't aware of what these are is like a Spartan run, like a mud run, except you got to wear all your gear. So when I say all your gear, you better you need to have a chest rig. You got to carry. So if the round count, they put out a round count before these things, and they tell you, all right, so you want to have at least 50 pistol and at least 60 rifle on you. You need to double that minimum. You have to. You're running up to these stages. So there's 6 stages throughout the 5K. So when you get to this stage, and they start giving you, the stage brief, your heart rate, you're really gassed, concentrating on trying to get your breathing back under control, get your heart rate down a little bit. So when you go to draw and make ready and start acquiring targets, that you're ready.
I just got drenched.
Obviously, the faster your heart's beating, the harder it is to get, target acquisition. I mean, it's just
great
the way the
practice.
human body works.
I mean, great practice. Yeah,
training.
Yeah,
training.
And I got some good footage. Yeah, I took some good footage. I actually ran back into the woods.
Thank you so much for that. That was really cool to see you all back there.
It was crazy. I mean, I've never seen it. I did not expect to see I didn't think it was going to be as intense as it was. I mean, they run those guys through the ringer, and it was a great day though. Great day.
It's awesome.
I mean, we sponsored it. We sponsored it. It was us, Blue Force Gear, Daniel Defense, Palmetto State Armory. I mean, what else do you want? I mean, we're guys, 7 months in, and we sponsored alongside Daniel Defense and all those big guys. So it was great.
we didn't get to put out as much product as they did on the prize table, but we were just happy to even be a part of it. To have Tim, even include us the way he did was just awesome.
We got a lot of exposure.
Yeah, we did. And it was great exposure.
Yeah.
And the camaraderie and the people you meet at these events are just, every single person would do anything for the guy next to them.
Absolutely.
They're just really good people. So in August, they have Sweat and Bullets. Obviously, in the low country, it's absurdly hot. So it's not that bad running through the creeks those days.
Yeah, you want to be in the creek.
It's nice to get, and that's one thing, they put you in the lake. Like when you run the Sweat and Bullets.
Oh, the lake out front?
Oh, yeah. We go running through a section of that.
That lake that I tried to run around with you.
Yeah.
There was a reason. It was the last leg. I didn't want to show you up. The last thing I wanted to do was, hey, here's the guy that's not competing.
I was expecting you to pass me.
I'm like an ostrich when I get going. I mean, I'm skinny, I'm slim. But it wasn't
level. The ground was real level. The one nice thing about the lake this time, the trail around the lake, at least it was cut down.
Yeah.
Sweat and Bullets, it was not like I'm real tall. Just so, not a real tall guy. I'm about 5'9" when I wake up.
Yeah, little guy.
The weeds were up to my neck.
That's
and you're
crazy.
running through that stuff, and a few side-by-sides have been in through it the day before. So there was some stuff that was trampled down, but the first leg is opposite the way we ran Jingle Balls.
Yeah.
So you go the opposite way for Sweat and Bullets.
So do you start at the same spot? And just run around the same spot
first? So you go left around the lake instead of right.
Yeah.
Which I almost went left.
Yeah.
When I left, I took off running, and keep in mind, I helped set this thing up with Tim.
I know.
Wednesday,
that's what I said.
I went the wrong way 100 meters into the run.
Yeah. We were back in the woods. It was actually when I was with you.
Thank God there was about 5 or 6 dudes watching me take off.
Yeah.
And they started yelling, and I had my ear pro in too, so I had a hard time. And I was like, no. Way to go right out of the gate.
I had to bust his balls a little bit. I was running, following him through the woods, and I'm like, he missed a couple turns. I'm like, Nick, you do know that you set this up, right? Yeah. So
I'm well aware.
Had to bust him up a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was
thank God for that.
Great event though.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, to get the exposure like that. I mean, that's kind of like, and you know what? We'll do a brief here in a minute. We'll kind of, I'll take you back to where we started, what we've done, what we've accomplished, who we're with now, what manufacturers we're representing, why we chose those manufacturers, how Nick and I came to be. And we're not going to give you the long drawn out story, but there's been a lot that's taken place. There's a lot of areas that as a company, not even a gun company, but just as a company in general, that we are leaps and bounds ahead in. There's still parts that were a 7-month-old, early, still growing pains kind of company. But because of the club that we're at and the contacts that we've made, Nick knows some people that run deep, in the way that I kind of, the first 4 to 5 months, the way that I just dedicated myself to nothing but getting everything in place. So this was a turnkey business by the time I started making phone calls to get, manufacturers on board and all that stuff. And that's how kind of me and Nick got together. But, you guys that have been with us the whole time, I mean, you can go back on Instagram and you can see the, move-in day, the whole 9 yards. And this office has been great. We have another location that we're going to be using for workshop, for building our uppers, for, just general gunsmith stuff. And then we are working on our FFL. We are going to get an FFL. So that's in the works. It's just we're having address issues. We don't want to get it here at the studio. And we're still a little too early to get it at the address that we're going to be moving into. So it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I mean, we've come a long way. So
No, it's like you said, man, it's growing pains, and every company goes through them.
there's no secret sauce to building an AR-15. You know, there's videos out there. You can follow videos. You can pretty much do anything now with the information that's out online. Now, the difference is, you know, the devil's in the details. And in a world where everybody's in such a hurry to get numbers out and to just line their pockets with money, and we don't want to do that. We want to be
pride and passion in what we do.
Yeah, when something goes out the door, we want to feel good about it. We want to develop relationships with our clients. We want to help you through the process. We want to make sure that you don't have any lingering questions. And we want to
when it's delivered, we want you to have no doubts about what you just got.
Absolutely.
Like